some of you guys may know that for the past 4 or 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, there is
5 years.
5 years, there's been this little film in development called Tango Shalom. That is one of the producers and, I think editor and a lot of other hats worn for this thing is one Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett, who has been, listen, I'll tell you, I've been talking to Robert and for years, like watching him work so hard and toil at this little project that could. This little film that he had a lot of passion for and whatever. And today we got some legitimate movie news, folks. As it is being reported across the trades that Vision Films has acquired the worldwide rights to Tango Shalom, the award-winning dance comedy about faith, peace, and tolerance. And I want to read one little excerpt here from the article here. It says, sweeping up awards at top film festivals worldwide. Tango Shalom is directed by Gabriel Bologna and produced by Josh and Claudio Landiodo. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing lots of these names.
That's all right.
Of Convinica Forever Films, co-written by Josh Landio, and Emmy Award and Academy Award nominated Joseph Bologna, who's also directing the film, who has worked on My Favorite Year, Blame It on Rio. By the way, My Favorite Year, one of my favorite Peter O'Toole films.
So good.
My Favorite Year, Blame It on Rio, Big Daddy, Lovers and Other Strangers, produced by Joel Zwick of My Big Fat Greek Wedding fame, Robert Meyer Burnett of Agent Cody Banks, and of course the John Campea Show fame, and Cesar Bologna and Jordi Calabre. Rob, look at that poster, Rob. Look at that poster. And by the way, just want to throw in here really quickly that both Epic Dub Time and our friend Kevin Cow sent in super chat badges and live chat. Thanks for that, guys. Rob, listen, just everything else aside for a second. I cannot tell you, and I've said this to you off camera, but how proud I am of you. I know how much you have busted your ass on this little project that, for that by some looks maybe was never going to go anywhere, but you poured heart and passion and soul into it. You worked tirelessly at it, all this kind of stuff. It's been obviously getting a lot of award recognition, everything from film festivals around the world lately, but to now have it happen, it's been picked up by this company. Couldn't be prouder for you. So number one, what does this mean to you as a producer? And many other things on a film like this. And just remind everybody and tell everybody a little bit about Tango Shalom.
Well, these are all good questions. Thank you for asking. And, this was truly an independent production. It was dreamed up by two immigrants to this country. They came from Egypt by way of Argentina, and it was really their dream, to make this film. And they stuck with it. I've worked on the movie for 5 years, but they probably took another 5 years just developing the script and getting people involved. And it was a true labor of love. It was shot on the streets of Brooklyn, New York, and truly independent style. And the Laniatos and the Bologna family all were involved. And Karina Smirnoff, who was on Dancing with the Stars for 20 years, stars as the hot tango instructor. And people have asked what the movie's about. And I said, well, it's a Jewish indie spiritual quest family dance comedy fable. Because the world needs more of those. But for me, I think, it's always great. I was the producer on the film. I edited the film. I was also the VFX and post supervisor. So I was given a lot of creative latitude to make the movie what it is. I suggested certain reshoots that we did and which we did. And so it was very creatively gratifying for me. But, it seems like I get to produce a movie every 8 or 10 years. So hopefully what this does is open the door for new projects, and whenever you have a project out that comes out, this is an exclusive announcement on this show. It's going to come out theatrically on August 27th. But John, I also want to point out that this year, you also had a film come out that you conceived of, you produced, you executed, which was Movie Trailers: A Love Story. And I would offer, how many YouTube pundit shows where we deliver movie news all day has two people that produced feature films in the same year? You making your documentary, which you conceived of, you executed, it came right out of your head, you decided to do it, and you did it. And then there's me, who was toiling away when we could fit in other work. But, we're not just talking about movie news, we're actually going out there and making things. And I know you've got other projects in the works. And I think that, I don't know about you, but for me, doing this show fuels the passion that keeps us making work. Because there were days, man, dark days, where I wanted to throw my computer out a window. And I'm like, why am I spending all this time? I'm like, why am I working on this movie? I want to put a bullet in my head and scoop out my eyeballs with a teaspoon, because it gets so frustrating. You know, working on the kind of perseverance, not just mine, but everybody on a film. And, you know, we had to finish Movie Trailers, A Love Story. You had to finish it during COVID, you know, and there was any time you could be like, enough, but you didn't. And I think that one of the great things about doing this show in particular is that it fuels my passion for films, our viewers, and their positive response. I mean, I feel that not just do we deliver the news, but we're also making our own work. And I've always thought that was really, really important. And to be on a show where we've both made movies, how cool is that?
Well, it's pretty cool, but today's about you, man, and Tango Shalom, and this is a very exciting. Of course, you're working with a couple of guys who are behind and pivotal to my Big Fat Greek Wedding, which is one of my personal favorites as well. So it's just really cool that we can actually as a legitimate story here off the top, talk about Tango Shalom getting acquired, which is awesome. By the way, our friend John Demoto sends in a super chat badge in the live chat. Thank you, John Demoto. Appreciate that,
John.
guys.
I appreciate it.
Anyway, guys, for you, have you had a chance? Have you been one of these people? Because I've been hearing from some people who were able to attend one or two of these festivals around the world and actually see Tango Shalom. What are your thoughts? Jump on down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.